This is the footage from my last autocross. Thanks to Andy for providing me with this footage. It's a pretty cool point of view. I just wanted to share some tips and tricks. I'm really not a fast driver by any means, but there are some tricks that I've learned over the years that could get me a little bit faster lap times, and I wanted to share that with other people who wants to shave their lap time on their autocross. This is the course layout for that day. It's the uninterrupted footage, so you can kind of see what the course layout was that day. So now we're gonna watch the same footage with my commentary. Evergreen Autocross is unique. There's a really long rolling start, so even if your car has really low power, you can still get to the speed that you need to get to. So this first turn is a very high speed left turn. The second cone actually tightens in even more, so you want to get it as close to that first cone as possible. One tip that I have here is right before you enter this turn, if you tap the brake gently and allow the weight to shift forward, that will give you more front axle traction and prevent you from understeering into that outside cone. So when you make this first left turn, the next right turn I think is the most critical part of this course, in a sense that the series of turns after are so high speed and long that you really want to set up your car well entering this high speed left turn bank section. And because this right turn actually really aggressively tightens in order to carry as much speed as possible into this high speed section, I'm going to actually place my car on the outside of the turn rather than taking it tight on the inside, so I don't have to turn my steering wheel as much. And on this high speed banked section, there is no outside cones. Well, there is one, but it's so far out that it's irrelevant. You can take advantage of this and drive in a big arc. So because I entered this section relatively high speed, I can carry a lot of speed in this section, topping on second gear. You can see me here trail braking into this turn. So now we're approaching this very tight right turn section, which connects to a little bit of a straightaway, and I place my car exactly where the red arrow is, taking it as close to the outside cone as possible so I can carry as much speed as possible. And same idea here. Now we are approaching this big U-turn. I place myself as close to that white tire as possible. And after this U-turn, you can actually see that I'm hugging this cone as tight as I can, because the cone after tightens in a lot, so there's no point of trying to carry a lot of speed through this section because you're going to have to slow down a lot anyways. So in this case, it's best to take the shortest path so you can prepare for the next cone. So this next section is pretty interesting. This left turn that's coming up, there's no exit cone, so you can exit really wide, but at the same time the turn after tightens in a lot, so you can't carry too much speed. You still have to brake, but just enough brake for you to make this turn. And the next section, we have a left turn that's coming up that connects to a series of mild turns where you can almost straight shot through all of them. And you can see there's a cone that's tipped in the middle of the course from the previous driver, so I couldn't really take the most ideal line, but basically I'm going to be coming very wide into this section and slow down a lot more than what you would think, and let me explain to you why. So we have a diagram here on the course layout. Most people will be taking the line on the left where they carry a lot of speed into cone 1, trail brake into cone 2 and 3, then get on throttle by purple arrow. The issue with this line is that because you are getting on throttle so late, you wouldn't be carrying a lot of speed passing cone 5. The line that I will be taking is on the right. I will be taking a really wide line into cone 1, scrub as much speed as possible with the distance that I've gained by taking the wide line, And because I have scrubbed so much speed before turn 2, I can turn very aggressively without having to understeer, then set up my car to straight shot through the next cones. This allows me to get on throttle way before cone 2, which results in higher passing speed near cone 5. And this last section is identical to the previous section, except it is just flipped. You can see that I take the exact same approach, very slow speed into the initial cone, then getting onto throttle as soon as I can. Once I see the corner exit, I just floor it till the finish line. At this point, the best thing I could do is just scream.